truth is growing. A lot of these young brothers, they coming out the church. They saying to hell with the church. There ain't no truth in the church. There's no truth in the church because you know who runs the church? The white man. You know who runs the church and who teaches in the church? The white woman. You know who runs the church? The black woman who wants to rule over the black man. They say to hell with the church. They say to hell with that. You understand? So the Gentiles should come from the ends of the earth saying, come on.
It shall say.
It shall say. Check out what they're going to say, brother. Check out what they're going to say.
Surely our fathers have inherited lies.
Surely our fathers have inherited lies. Surely our fathers have inherited lies. So they're going to realize the white Jesus is a lie. That the white man calling himself a Jew, they're going to realize that's a lie. They're going to realize the Big Bang Theory, that's a lie. They're going to realize that they're pure, beautiful Christians. They're going to realize that that's a lie. And they're going to acknowledge that they're the devil and physical arm of Satan on this earth. They're going to say, surely we have inherited lies. Come on.
Vanity.
Vanity, come on.
And things wherein there is no profit.
And things where there is no profit, man. So we know there's profit in the Bible. We know there's profit in give me Romans 3:1. We know it's beneficial to follow the Bible. There's profit in the Bible, but they can't see that. That's why they get fight and get mad, because even with the truth, they want to be equal or above us. They want to be that. Equal or above us, but the Bible says something different. See, all this time growing up, I always thought that the white man, the white woman, they were superior. They were pure and righteous, and they had the proper direction. But when I read this Bible, and I started running their actions with the Bible, parallel with the Bible, I found out they're a race of devils. They're the wicked that this Bible is talking about. It ain't, and it's something personal against them. It's the truth. It's the truth. You understand? But they don't like the truth. You understand? Read that real quick, brother.
Reading out the book of Romans, chapter 3, verse 1. What advantage then hath the Jew?
See what the Lord is saying. What advantage then has the Jew, in opposed to the so-called white man or any other nationality? What advantage has the Jew? We all like to have an advantage or the upper hand. So the Lord is asking a question. What advantage then has the Jew? Come on.
Or what profit is there of circumcision?
Now we read in the Old Testament, the so-called white woman and white man, they're going to realize they have inherited things of no value and no profit. The Lord is saying, what profit is there of circumcision, meaning the law? What's the benefit of the Most High's law? Come on.
Verse 2. Much every way.
Much every way. So it's beneficial for you as a Jew, nationality-wise, and to follow this Bible. What's that? Come on.
Much every way, chiefly.
Much every way, chiefly. Come on.
Because that unto them,
showing you, because that unto them, come on,
were committed to oracles of God.
See, the word of the Most High was given to us, and we broke the word of the Most High. Now what's happening? We in a time of trouble. Give me Daniel 12:1. Drop everything. Daniel 12 chapter, the first verse. Now we in a time of trouble, and now we in a time of trouble, and the Most High is showing us how important it is to come back to the Bible. We're being forced to either serve the Most High and get in the studies and read the Bible and learn the Bible, or serve the devil. Serve the devil. Spiritual Satan I'm talking about right now, you have a choice. You understand? It's just that the white woman and the white man, they're the physical arm of the devil on this earth. Nobody does as much wickedness as white people on this earth. Name it one nation. Name it what nation has done what nation has stolen and destroyed and raped and robbed and taught lies more than so-called white people. Name one. Historically, none. The white man, he's the chief demon on this earth. I'm not saying black people can't be wicked. Black people can be wicked, but no one is the champion of wickedness as the so-called white man. They like to, if you go in the ring with the white man and the white woman like this, spiritually, you're going to lose. Unless you have this Bible. That's why they don't like the Bible. They tell us, hold the Bible, don't read from the Bible. The Bible is made up. No people say that as much as so-called white people, unless they've been influenced by the so-called, unless you have black people who have been influenced by the so-called white race. That's when black people start talking that Big Bang Theory and God don't exist, and the Bible is a conglomerate of metaphors and fake stories and fairy tales. That's when they start talking that lunacy. You understand? Read what you got there, brother.
Read out the book of Romans, chapter 3, verse 3.
No, what? I got 12:1, Daniel.
Yeah, read that, sorry.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1. In that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people.
This ain't the time. This ain't the time. If we get there, But this ain't the time. Let me.
This week.
No, this week. So you said that last week. So next week I'm gonna see dead bodies in the street. I'm gonna see dead bodies in the street. You out of your mind. You lost your mind. You understand? No, I wish it was next week, but we got some time, right? Read it again.
Can happen now.
Daniel 12:1. In that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince,
Right.
which standeth for the children of thy people.
Right.
And there shall be a time of trouble,
The Lord said there shall be a time of trouble. Come on.
such as never was since there was a nation.
Right. So this that's not right now, but it's coming. There's gonna be a time of trouble on this planet since there was nations put on this planet. Since the beginning, man. It's gonna be. You think this is bad? This is nothing compared to what's coming. And the Most High's angel, Michael, he gonna have to step in for us. Because the white man, he got power. He's the devil and he's the wicked, he's a homosexual, but he has power. And he hates our people. He's gonna try to destroy our people. But not just him, the heathens, all the heathens hate the Lord's chosen people. So we can't do it on our own. You got these Black Panthers and people marching down south with guns and people talking about they burning down buildings. Man, that's the white man letting that all go down like that. You can't defeat this man. I don't care how many guns you have. I don't care what you say or what you do. You cannot defeat this man, especially when it concerning prophecy. The Most High has it that this man gonna rule over us. You understand? Come on.
Such as never was since there was a nation.
Right.
Even to that same time,
Even to that same time, check it out.
and at that time,
Right.
thy people shall be delivered.
Now, what the Lord said, the Bible says, thy people shall be delivered. Who's the Lord's people? The so-called Negroes and Hispanics. Not the white woman and the white man, the so-called Negroes and Hispanics. You're going to be delivered. James 1:1. Because what happened? When you broke God's laws, what happened? The Lord scattered you. The Lord scattered you. Hold on, you're going to be Deuteronomy 28:64. The Lord scattered you because what? You disobeyed God. And he gave the devil, the so-called white man, a chance. But what happened? They ain't changed, man. Freaks, homosexuals, lies, treachery. You understand? They still doing the same damn garbage. Same garbage. What are you showing him? What are you showing him over there? What are you showing him over there?
Hey.
Trying to distract him. What are you trying to? What are you showing him? There ain't nothing on that damn paper that's of any interest. What are you trying to show him? What are you showing him? What's that? What are you showing? Tell me what
The
you showing.
22nd is actually 4th of July.
What's that?
22nd.
22nd. What are you talking about? You out of your mind. Read what I asked you again. What I asked you again? James. What?
They use 10.
No, read what you got there. Read there. Read there. Deuteronomy 28:64. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
Check it out, brother. The Lord said, don't pay her attention to her because she's being a demon. Let her talk. Listen, she's being a damn Satan right now. I saw you had a man came over here. I'm gonna show you how wise I am compared to your trickery and what you're doing. The other day, some dude came in. He was listening. She took the dude to the side and was teaching her mumbo jumbo demonology, demon logic. She was doing that, and when the dude left, when the dude left, she looked at me and went. Yeah, I saw it, and I can read it. She would say, "See, I got one. I know what the hell you're doing. You understand?" Read what you got. Read what you got there. Read what that.
Deuteronomy 28:64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
The Bible says the Lord going to scatter us among all people. Why? Because we broke the Lord's commandments. So now we're scattered among who? The white man and the white woman, the devil. Africans, East Indians, Chinese, Japanese. The Lord says He's going to scatter us among all people. Come on.
From the one end of the earth.
From the one end of the earth. Come on.
Even unto the other.
The Lord says the Gentiles are going to come from another part of the earth, and they're going to say, surely they have inherited lives. So the same way the Lord scattered us, He's going to have these devils come from different parts of the earth, and they're going to acknowledge they have inherited lives. You understand? But read that part again, read it from the beginning.
Your enemy, I love
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 64.
Come on.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
Come on.
From one end of the earth, even unto the other.
Come on.
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
So it says, and there thou shalt serve other gods. So wherever we're scattered, we're following and worshiping other gods. We're following and worshiping other gods. I don't trust the white man and the white woman. Even in the church, they can read the Bible back and front. I don't trust them because they're always taking over stuff. Even in the Black Lives Matter. Who run that? They got lesbian women who learn that garbage probably from the so-called white man or the heathens. They got them at the forefront, but who's running it? George Soros and white people. It's always white people or fake Jews that run those organizations. Even in the other movements, like the MLK, Martin Luther King movement, who was running those? Who was behind the scenes in those movements? The so-called fake white Jew. You understand? So you gotta look and research. These demons that running around, they know they're on their last leg. It's about to fall. It's about everything's about to collapse. But I'm just trying to show you here that the Most High, He got mad at us and scattered us. One more time from the beginning, brother. I'm sorry.
Deuteronomy 28:64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth,
From one end of the earth, come on,
even unto the other.
even unto the other, come on.
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
What's happening now? You serving other gods. The white woman and the white man, they okay with that. They okay with you serving other gods. But the Lord said you shall serve other gods, come on,
which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
because you worship and serve the true and living God. 2 Corinthians 11:4. You worship and serve the true and living God back in the ancient times. Then what happened? When you went into slavery because of your disobedience, the Most High put the white man and the white woman over you, and now you're following a new Jesus. You're following this wicked, fake Jesus, and you're confused. But what happened? The Most High, He scattered you. He scattered you, and in each land you learned and followed different gods. Now, our job is to clean you up. Clean you up and bring you out of that. And then when you learn, you're going to clean other brothers up and bring them out of what they follow. Read that real quick.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 4.
Right?
For if he that cometh preaches another Jesus,
That's that another Jesus. This is not the Jesus or the true God or true and living God you used to follow. This is a lie that was given to you in slavery. This is a lie.
11 and 4.
This is a lie. You understand? This is a lie. This is what your people gave our people.
No.
Yeah. Where it came from? Where it came from? He don't look Chinese. He don't look Ethiopian. He don't look British. The so-called white man gave you this in slavery. Read it again.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 4. For if he that cometh preaches another Jesus,
Another Jesus. Come on.
whom we have not preached,
Whom your forefathers didn't preach. You understand? That's that other Jesus. So what happened? We worship this. We worship all types of gods. And now we're in a time where we're preaching to our people to bring them out of the mind from there. Read that James 1 and 1.
Reading out the book of James, chapter 1, verse 1.
Come on.
James,
Faster.
a servant of God and of the Lord.
Just like us. We serve the Lord and we serve the Most High. We serve His Son. You understand? We acknowledge the Son. It doesn't look like this. It's a lie. And we serve Him. You know, what color is Jesus? What color is He? He look like you and me.
Jesus is white. Jesus is
You
white.
believe Jesus look like this?
No, Yahshua is brown.
Okay, that's good. Read that again.
Yahshua, Jesus is white.
You should know that.
James, a servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ.
Come on.
To the 12 tribes.
What?
To the 12 tribes.
Isaiah 49 and 5. To the 12 tribes. Come on.
Which are scattered abroad.
Which are scattered abroad.
Read it.
Read it. You see it? 12 tribes. There you go. There you go. You see it. The 12 tribes.
How you call
just
the
scattered
name
abroad.
of the son? How you
Yahweh
call
Shah.
it?
Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh Shah. Understand? And the Most High's name?
Yahshua.
No, not Yahshua. Yahweh Shah. The Most High's name is Yahweh. Not Yahuwah.
Yahweh.
No A. There's no A sound in Hebrew. Yahweh or Jehovah. There's no J sound in Hebrew.
Yahweh.
Or Yahweh. There's no V sound. Yahweh in Hebrew. That's a lie too. And what's the ones that these GOC brothers say? Well, I forgot what they call it. Yahaya. There's no Yahaya in the Hebrew. You only see like 2 times in the Hebrew. In the Most High speaking. You understand? You only see that. Ahaya. Is it Ahaya? Ahaya. That's a lie too. That's a lie. You know. Or Yeshua. That's a lie too. It's Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. You understand? And everybody go on. Yahweh Shah.
Yeah.
What you had?
this is Isaiah 48:5.
49 and 5. Isaiah 49 and 5.
The book of Isaiah 49 and 5. And now saith the Lord that formed me from the womb to be his servant.
So now we read here, the Lord scattered us. Now we're reading it in the Old Testament. You know, because it was prophesied we would be scattered, and we were. All the way from the Old Testament, all the way to the New. Read it again.
And now saith the Lord that formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob again to him.
See, now we read we were scattered. Now the Lord said to bring Jacob together to him. So we doing that now spiritually. You understand? The Bible says that this word will be preached in all 4 corners of the world. How's that happening? I personally believe this. I could be wrong, but I believe that's being done through the YouTube and Instagram. That's what I believe. You You got brothers going to different parts of the world, but I believe the YouTube is getting the word out all over the world. And people are watching it. Even the heathens, they're watching it. One more time from the beginning.
Isaiah 49:5. And now saith the Lord that formed me from the womb to be his servant,
Be a servant.
to bring Jacob again to him.
See, to bring Jacob again to him. See? And that's what we're doing. You're Jacob. He didn't say to bring the heathens to him. The heathens can learn, but the main mission is to bring you so-called Negroes back to the to the Most High. To bring the Hispanics back to the Most High. Who's lost and walking up there and down in America. You know America ain't gonna last, right, brother? You know God gonna judge America, right? You prepared for that? You got your heart right for that? Yeah, you better get it right, because it's coming. It's coming, man. It's coming. You understand? And you better read this Bible. The Bible says that the so-called Negroes and Hispanics, you're the chosen people of the Most High. Truth gonna come out. Give me all Colossians 1:26. Let me show you something real quick before you bounce out. The truth gonna come out, and what's happening? You see Nick Cannon, right? So what did Nick Cannon say this week? What was his statement pertaining to? I'm sorry?
Wasn't it basically
He was saying that the so-called Negroes in this country are the real Jews. You didn't catch that? He had a football player, Deshaun Jackson, I think they said his name was. You understand? What was he saying? How's all this coming out all of a sudden? He was saying that what Hitler said was the truth, that the Jews of the Most High, which are you so-called blacks, when the white man find out he's been hanging the true Jews of the Bible, they're going to be shocked. I'm speaking verbatim, but he brought that out. You understand? And Ice Cube was putting out all kind of truths about you being Jews. Look this up when you get a chance on your phone. Look this up. I'm sorry? Oh, well then you got a problem then. You know Ethiopians are different from blacks, right? You know those aren't the real Jews. Ethiopians are not the real Jews. They're Colossians. We're not the same people. Africans and so-called blacks, you know we're different, right? How you know that? You're shaking your head. I don't believe you know that. How'd you know that? Come up here, I feel like I hear you. What did he tell you he was talking about? Who are God's chosen people?
basically like the blacks?
But you got different kinds of blacks. The Africans are different from the blacks in this country.
We have different whites also.
What's that?
Different black, different whites.
Yeah, but the Africans are Hamitic.
You cannot have black, white.
You're not listening to me. The Africans like this guy are Hamitic. We're Shemitic. But white people, you're all Edomites. You're all the same people. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Give me the book of what's that?
You're gonna be surprised.
No, I'm not good. You're surprised, and you're surprised right now. You're surprised right now. You're gonna be surprised because you are one people. The Lord deals with on problems. No, Job 12:23. Job 12:23. Listen. All right, my man. All right. Read the literature. Yeah. Listen, you're gonna find the blacks in this country are Jews. Listen, the Lord deals with nations. He's not no confused. Read that real quick. Read that real quick.
Read out the book of Job,
Nations.
chapter 12, verse 23.
Read that real quick.
He increaseth the nation.
Read it again for her, because I don't think she understands.
He increaseth the nation.
The Lord said in the Bible, He increases the nations. The Lord deals with nations. There's no confusion. You are who your father is. When the Lord made the so-called white man, He made them as one nation, the nation of Edom. She's saying they're different. There's no different. That's why you call yourself French Caucasian, Italian Caucasian, German Caucasian, Russian Caucasian, because you're all the same people. All they did was come from the mountains and caves and stole and ripped off and robbed different lands. That's what they did. That's their nature. That's the nature of the beast. You understand? That's what Nick Cannon said.
How about Danites? Dan.
Those are Israelites. Those are Israelites. Those are Israelites. They mixed amongst us. Read that again.
Read out the book of Job 12:23.
Come on.
He increaseth the nation.
The Lord said He increased the nations. Come on.
And destroyed them.
Revelations 11:1. And destroyed them. Come on.
He enlarged the nation.
See, come on.
And straightened them. And let them again.
And straighten them again. So now what's the Lord going to do in judgment day? We're going to go back to where we left off 2 weeks ago. The Lord's going to set us up in our land. Read that. Give me Matthew 25:31. 36.
Book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 1.
Check this out again.
And there was given me a reed like unto a rod.
So John the Revelator was given onto a reed, a measuring device, a tool, spiritually. Come on.
And the angel stood,
Right.
saying, rise and measure the temple of God.
Measure the temple of God. What do you do in the temple of God? You serve and worship the Most High. Who are the children of the Most High? You so-called Negroes and Hispanics. Who are the Jews? So rise and measure the temple of God. Come on.
And the altar.
And the altar. Because you go before the altar when you don't worship the Most High. Come on.
And them that worship therein.
And them that worship therein. In front of the altar, in the church of the Most High. Or the temple of the Most High. Come on.
But the court which is without the temple, leave out.
So now there's another section that's without the temple, meaning outside of the temple. Come on.
And measure it not.
Don't measure that. The Lord said, don't measure that. But the Lord had him focus on the temple to measure prior to this court that's without. Don't measure the court that's without. Come on.
For it is given unto the Gentiles.
For what?
For it is given unto the
It
Gentiles.
is given unto the Gentiles. Understand? That's not for them. The Most High got the kingdom of heaven prepared for you so-called Negroes and Hispanics. Read what you got there. I think it's 36. 25, 36. Read that.
Reading out the book of
We're gonna find out.
Matthew,
You find out now.
chapter 25,
Right?
verse 31.
30,
Find out.
36.
what's 36 say?
Naked and you.
No, 31.
When the Son of Man shall come in his glory.
When the Son of Man shall come in his glory. Yeah, hallelujah. It's going to be a beautiful day. When that great, big, strong black man comes to deliver you so-called Negroes and Hispanics. And she going to be surprised.
Where you gonna
She
go?
going to be surprised. Come on.
Going up?
Come on.
And all the holy angels with him.
And all the holy angels going to come. Understand? What? All the holy angels, they're going to come with him. Come on.
Then shall he sit upon the throne
Right.
of his glory.
Come on. So we want to see that when Yahweh Shai, Christ, who they call Christ, is sitting on the throne of his glory. It's going to be it. It's going to be a wrap. Come on.
And before him shall be gathered all
So
nations.
now before Christ, Yahweh Shai is going to be gathered before him, all nations. All nations. Come on.
And he shall separate them
He shall what?
one from
He's
another.
going to separate them one from another. Where's this big rainbow coalition of people coming together and loving each other? White, black, Chinese, Japanese. Read that part again. And he shall what?
And he shall separate them
Right?
one from another.
One from another. He's going to separate them one from another. Come on.
As a shepherd divided his sheep.
Now who are the sheep? Who are the sheep? Come in for Matthew 10, 5 and 6. As a shepherd divided the sheep. Who are the sheep of the Most High? And who did the good shepherd come to deliver from captivity or from their sins, rather? The children of Israel. The children of Israel. Read that real quick. We'll come
The
back
book
to
of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 5. These 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the
So the
Gentiles.
Lord said not to go into the way of the Gentiles. He told the disciples this. If Jesus was so loving, why did Jesus say, go not into the way of the Gentiles? If he was so loving and he died for everybody, why did he tell the disciples not to go into the way of the Gentiles? Why did he say this? One more time from the beginning.
The book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 5. And these 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentile.
Come on.
And into any city of the Samaritan enter ye not.
Why? Because there were Africans in the city of Samaria. Ethiopians, like that man that came here, dark skin, but his nationality wasn't of the Jews. It wasn't. He wasn't a Hebrew. He was a heathen. African, Hamid. He was Hamid. Come on.
But go rather,
But now the Lord said, go instead. Don't go to the Gentiles, but go rather, meaning go instead. Come on.
to the Lord's sheep.
To what?
To the Lord's sheep
To the Lord's sheep. Come on.
of the house of Israel.